What's up? Let's rank the Flash seasons from worst to best and just jump straight in. So, starting off at number 9 and 8 at the same time, we have season 9 and season 7. I really don't know which one is worse. And the reasoning is that, like, in season 7, it was more cringe and the writing was obviously bad. But what makes me think that, like, season 9 was a lot worse is that the side characters in the season were getting more and more time taken away from Barry. They were getting new powers and abilities as well, and it also had like four filler episodes. All this while in the final season of the show. So at least in season 7, Barry was still the center of the episode or the episodes, and just with bad writing, and we at least could have hoped for like a new season, and we knew that it wasn't going to be the last if it were canceled. So yeah, but season 9 was the side characters were getting more time, with powers and all these other things happening to them all at the same time in the last season of the show. So that's what I think made it a lot worse and makes it match up to like the seventh season of the show. Next up, we have season 8 for number 7 out of 9. I've forgotten now, but this season really had no replay value at all. And from this video that I watched earlier, Armageddon was incredibly inconsistent and poorly written as well, and also the rest of the season too. So this season it wasn't really a return to form as the fans put it. In my opinion, it was just slightly better than season 7, but it was not good. So next up we have season 5. I don't really have points for this season, but contrary to popular belief, I actually really enjoyed this season as well. I just hated Nora's acting like a child, and the banter back and forth and all that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the season. So yeah, that's about it. Next up, we have season 6. I really enjoyed the season 2. I think it was because Crisis on Infinite Earths was being set up across all the Arrowverse shows, and the Flash did it the best. And it was also possibly leading up to like Barry vanishing in Crisis and the newspaper and all that. So a lot of things that were set up in the past were seemingly going to be like paid off, even though it was kind of disappointing towards the end. And Barry, I mean, no, Bloodhorn was a really good villain as well in season 6. Probably like the best written villain that Eric Wallace wrote, and like that's the only positive of the season really, because the villain was all right. Even though the reasoning for why Barry didn't vanish was like kind of meh, but like it was all right. And but the second half of the season is terrible because of Mirror Monarch and the motivation and all that. So yeah. Next up we have season 3. Savitar was also a really good villain. When we look back in hindsight, we can really appreciate the earlier seasons a lot more now that we have season 9, season 7, and season 8. Because I guess we were too harsh on it. You know that meme that's like, perhaps I treated you too harshly. It's like it's kind of like that. It's like we just never really understood the point that the show would reach, and now we can actually appreciate the seasons that we got early on, even though they had their own faults and inconsistencies and stuff like that. But yeah, season 3 was pretty fun to watch. Salvatore was a good villain. Um, I also really liked the episode where they go in the future and Barry teams up with himself and HR as well. Like it's always a fun contribution from the wells of the multiverse, at least before season 5. So yeah. Next up, we have season 4. I think I had one of the best episodes of the whole show, which is Enter Flash Time, and I think I started to see Barry as this more mature character as well, someone who wouldn't mess with the timeline as much, and DeVoe was also a really anticipated character for me as well because I read a little bit about him in the comments, I think, and I saw someone with like super smarts, and it wasn't going to be a speedster like the past 3 seasons, so it was really like interesting to see what they were going to bring to it. So yeah. Next up, we have season 2. Zoom was a terrifying villain, not quite the best villain in my opinion. That still goes to Reverse Flash, but yeah, Zoom was a good villain. Killer Frost being introduced, the whole Earth 2 thing as well, that was fire. And yeah, and finally for the best season of the entire show, season 1. If I were to sum it up, why? Reverse Flash. That's about it. It had good writing. Reverse Flash was a really good villain. the OG Reverse Flash, not the one that's like season 7 and above. No, the one acted by Tom Cavanagh when he was trying to infiltrate or like impersonate Harrison Wells of Earth One. That was so good. And just like the plot twists in between, and Barry having to like learn more about his abilities, and then the other villains that are coming and going, and him being an actual CSI detective and stuff like that. That was fire. That was good. And that's just unmatched. So yeah, that's about it. Peace.